going on, so on my way to work, so I thought I'd knock out a couple of videos. So in this particular video, I'm going to talk about Errol Spence's new management deal with Fighters First. Well, first of all, I want to congratulate Errol Spence. I think that's a good look for him. And to me, whether people like it or not, this speaks, in the past X amount of years on why it took so long. We've been waiting to see for the last 5 years. Well, we've been doing a lot of finger pointing, for the longest, and now the fight is finally here. So I think it says a lot, because you had the Errol Spence extremists that were trying to blame anything that went wrong, didn't go right in Errol Spence's career, or whatever happened with Errol Spence's career. They would try to blame it on Terrence Crawford. And I think now what you see is Errol Spence basically, starting to take more control. Because of what little research I did, basically, the title of the company, their basically mission statement says it all. Fighters First. Where basically the needs and the priorities of the fighters come first. At the end of the day, I'm glad that Errol Spence looked like he's taking control of his career and assuming more control of what gets made as far as decisions concerned in his career. And I think that's good for him, and I'm glad. Because at the end of the day, his career was stalled a little bit. And some of it, you just have to keep it 100, whether you Spence fans like it or not. Some of the stuff that has went wrong in Errol Spence's career is of his own doing. And that's just real talk. Certain things that Errol Spence was doing outside of boxing. At the end of the day, Errol Spence is a grown man. Whatever he does outside of boxing is his business. But at the end of the day, it affects his business in boxing on how often we see him in the ring. Now, at the end of the day, does this mean that he's taking more control away from Al Heyman? Seems like it to me. And I know some of these Al Heyman apologists get mad when you speak in Al Heyman's name in vain or something like it's cardinal sin, which is laughable, because at the end of the day, some of the things that went on in boxing, why certain fighters' careers installed and why certain fights didn't get made, is because of the business decisions of Al Heyman, whether you guys like it or not. And you can save it with that you a coon or you a sellout talking about Al Heyman. And I've seen people that make videos worshiping Al Heyman's dirty draws. Now, not gonna happen with me. I'm gonna call it right down the middle. And that's just real talk. If I have an issue with Matchroom or Top Rank or Golden Boy, I just gotta call it out. And that's just real talk. But I think it's a good look. Because fighters should come first. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think no one person should be able to control your entire career, what business decisions get made. At the end of the day, man, a snake going to be a snake. And that's just real talk. One thing about snakes are not any particular color. The same way they have black snakes, they have white snakes, they have, you know what I'm saying? Snakes come in all different sizes and colors. And at the end of the day, their main goal is worrying about the green. How much green they gonna make off of you, or take from you, or keep you from making. And you know what green I'm talking about. The dead presidents. So I think this is a good sign. I think this is a good sign. I just ain't like the way the PBC done moved over the past few years. And people don't want to have no real conversations because these fake super black or inconsistent power to the people, black Negroes, they don't want to have real conversation. And they think they can come on your channel and try to tell you what to talk about and what not to talk about. And then, like I say, some of these dudes is too emotionally invested in one particular person. At the end of the day, like I said, my job as a media member, I just want to see good fights. And I just want to see the best fights made. So I think it's a real good look for Errol Spence that he's doing this. I think this is a real good look. And a lot of people got mad at Terrence Crawford because Terrence Crawford was controlling his own career. Like he did the deal with BLK Prime. He made upwards of approximately $10 million. And I think what was a lot of these Spence apologists were mad because at the end of the day, Bud gambled on himself. He made that deal, he got that fight, and he made a lot of money in regards to it because he was controlling his own destiny. I think that's good that Errol Spence is taking control of his own destiny. And Errol Spence is 33 now, 32, 33. So at the end of the day, you look at him, you look at Bud. Bud is 35 years old. He's gonna be 36 in September. I think September the 28th. So you thinking to yourself, Bud, right now he looking for legacy. He want to get the big fights possible. Bud passed that point where he have to crawl and scratch. He had a certain point in his career. He had a certain status. And that's what they mean by there's levels to this. Bud right now is at a certain level. Errol Spence is at a certain level now. When you hit that 30 mark, when you get past 31, 32, so now you got to look at, okay, what's out there for you? Now you got to look at, okay, best possible fights, most lucrative fights. You want to fight good competition, but at the same time, you want to fight good competition and you want these fights to be lucrative. At the end of the day, Terrence Crawford was well within his right not to take the first deal that was thrown at him. But you had these emotional, Al Heyman and Spence apologists who didn't understand what Terrence Crawford was doing. And now it looked like Errol Spence did follow suit. So that's good for him. So basically, we'll see where this leads. And I'm happy that Errol Spence is taking control of his career and not relying on one man to make all his decisions for him as far as business goes. I think Errol Spence could have got endorsements and all kind of stuff. So, I know it's going to be some people that ain't going to like what I have to say, and I am not taking a shot at Errol Spence. I'm just keeping it a buck. I'm going to say what I want to say, and it's, like I said, it's nothing you can do about it. Because like I said, there done been some people that then got mad at me, like I said, over the past and call themselves having attitudes with me because they wanted me to be, basically apologists for Spence and the PBC. But then when I started seeing some things behind the scenes, I didn't like what I was seeing. And I didn't want to put up this facade to preach. Like I said, a lot of these dudes out here is just fake. But so now I get it. But I already knew this what was going on anyway. Because you guys were seeing all these posts about I feel played and all this stuff, and it just goes to show you the temperament and how emotional that you guys were. Oh, he's talking about Terrence Crawford. Not necessarily. But that's what the narrative pushers were doing. So we'll see what this leads to. Anyway, I'm out.